He was lying there, in the dark, and he had to pretend he didn't see it.
He turned his ceiling into a sensor.
They don't even know each other. It's just business.
Hey, welcome to Bone Broth. This one is about a room, one room, and what a man did to it before the story begins. He prepared for something, whether that's paranoia or brilliance, depends on how the night goes. A man lives alone in an old apartment. He has carefully painted his entire bedroom ceiling a flat, matte black. Not a spot of light can reflect off it. One night, lying in bed with the lights off, he notices a tiny white dot on the ceiling that wasn't there before. Terrified, he slips out of the room and calls the police. It saves his life. Before you begin, 3 things you should know. Are there supernatural elements in this story? No. Does anyone die in this story? No. Is the protagonist of this story a living human being? Yeah. Here's how this works. Yes or no questions. That's all you get. You've got a warm-up round first. 2 questions each, free, nothing counted. After that, the real game. 20 questions between the 3 of you. When the counter says 0, we're done. Spend them well. What happened? Before the clock starts, find your feet.
Okay, I want to frame this before anyone else jumps in. Is the man's reason for painting the ceiling connected to the danger he's in?
Yeah.
So it's not aesthetic, it's functional. Is the white dot physically small enough that you could miss it on a normal ceiling?
Yeah, you could.
The ceiling is the detection mechanism. That's the first axiom.
Okay, so I need to ask about the paint. Does the specific type of paint matter? Like matte specifically?
Yeah, actually.
See? Everyone's going to fixate on the dot, but the paint is the puzzle. The dot is the symptom. The paint is the disease. Wait, that metaphor got away from me. But you know what I mean.
That's not a question, that's a TED Talk.
It was a question. Sable answered it. Was the man awake when the dot appeared, or did it wake him up?
He was awake.
He was awake, in the dark, staring at a black ceiling. That's not normal behavior.
I want to ask about him, not the dot. Is the man afraid of something specific, not just general anxiety?
Yeah.
And has the man been afraid like this before? Is this an ongoing thing?
Yeah.
Real talk. This isn't a guy who saw a weird thing on his ceiling and panicked. This is a guy who's been scared for a while. The ceiling, the paint, the lying awake in the dark, that's all before the dot. The dot is just the night it finally mattered.
Right, so the timeline matters. He was afraid before the dot.
The warm-up's over. Your questions count from here.
All right, most efficient binary split. We need to know what the dot is before we ask why. Light source versus physical object. I say we start with light.
Yeah, that's the obvious one. Laser pointer, projection, something like that.
Go for it.
Is the white dot a source of light? Something being projected onto the ceiling?
No.
Not light. Okay, not light.
Not a laser, not a flashlight, not a phone screen, not a government satellite. That kills a bunch of theories at once. Instagram's from the link that we do.
It kills mine. Give me a second.
Okay, but what if he's not just scared? What if someone's doing something to him right now? Like monitoring him? The dot could be part of that.
Surveillance? That's not a bad angle, actually.
Right? Should I ask?
Yeah, let's rule it out.
Is the man being watched or monitored?
No.
Flat no, not surveillance. So the dot isn't a camera, not a sensor, not anything tracking him.
Hold on. Can we step back for a second? We've got not light and not surveillance, both about the dot. But Sable told us the man's been afraid for a while. Is the man hiding from someone who wants to hurt him?
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't random. Someone is after this guy.
So we've got a man living alone in a crappy apartment, painting his ceiling black, lying awake every night. And now we know someone's trying to hurt him. That's not paranoia, he's on the run.
Which means the ceiling is countermeasures. He knows he's a target and the black ceiling is part of his defense. We need to figure out how the threat connects to the dot. The dot is either evidence of the threat or a byproduct of it.
What if someone's aiming something at him? Like a scope?
We already ruled out light though.
A laser sight is light, but a regular scope isn't. It's just optics.
Fair point. We should confirm. Can I spend one on this?
Yeah, do it.
Is the dot connected to a weapon? A targeting device? Laser sight? Scope? Anything like that?
No.
Not light. Not a weapon. Not surveillance. What is it?
I keep going back to why he's in this situation. You don't end up in a blacked out apartment staring at the ceiling every night for no reason. I want to ask about his backstory, how he ended up here.
We should probably keep narrowing the dot first.
3 out of 4 came back no. Maybe the dot makes more sense once we understand the man.
He's got a point. We're going in circles on the dot.
Is the man in danger because of something that happened to him? Something he got caught up in?
Yeah.
So he didn't go looking for trouble. Trouble found him.
Something happened. He's not the instigator. But whatever he did or witnessed put him in danger, and now he's hiding. The apartment, the ceiling, those are all part of hiding. I want to know what side of the line he's on, criminal or not.
That's a good question. It changes everything. If he's running from the law versus running from someone else.
Is he a criminal? Did he break the law?
No?
Not a criminal. So he's someone who got caught up in something dangerous without being a criminal. Informant? Bystander? Wrong place, wrong time?
What if he saw something? Like, wrong place, wrong time, stumbled into something way bigger than him. That's always the story with these things.
Could be a lot of things. Let's not chase that thread yet. We still don't know what the dot is.
Yeah, you're right. We keep circling around the man's story, but the dot is the actual puzzle. Okay, random thought. What if it's something alive? Like a spider. White spider on a black ceiling. In a dark room. That would be terrifying.
A spider doesn't save your life when you call the police.
A venomous spider does. What if it's like a... Okay, fine, let me just ask.
We've got to eliminate things. Go ahead.
Is the dot something alive? An insect, a spider, anything biological?
No, you're drifting.
Okay, not alive.
I could have told you that. Matte black paint, dark room. If there was a glowing insect on the ceiling, he wouldn't need to call the police. He'd need a shoe.
Not every spider glows, CIPHER.
The ones you can see on a black ceiling in a dark room do.
All right. We keep asking what the dot is. What if it's simpler than we think? Old apartment, old building, things break down. A pipe leaks, plaster cracks, wiring shorts out. Could just be the building falling apart.
But he called the police. You don't call the police for a leaky pipe.
You do if you think the leak is gas. Gas leak in an old building. That saves your life. Worth asking?
Yeah, it's a solid mundane explanation. Rule it out.
Is it a building problem? Something structural? A pipe? Wiring? Something in the ceiling deteriorating?
No.
We keep saying what it's not. That's a lot of dead ends for one white dot.
What if... Okay, this sounds weird, but what if this guy is imagining it? He's been afraid for a long time, lies awake in the dark every night. Someone wants to hurt him. What if it's his mind playing tricks?
That's actually not a bad thought. Hypervigilance. You stare at a black ceiling long enough, your brain starts inventing things.
But the anchors confirmed no supernatural elements, and the protagonist is a living human. If it's psychological, is SABLE going to tell us?
Only one way to find out. Could the man be imagining the dot? Is this psychological?
No.
Had to ask. The setup screams unreliable narrator.
We've burned 9 questions and eliminated 9 categories. Light, surveillance, weapons, biological, structural, electronic, psychological, all dead ends. But we know the dot is real, it's connected to the danger, and the man's preparation is deliberate. I'm going to try something different. Is the dot a physical change to the ceiling surface? Something that altered the paint?
Yeah.
Physical change. Something happened to the ceiling itself. The paint was disturbed. Something broke through it or removed a piece of it, and the matte black paint is the only reason he noticed, because on a white ceiling, you'd never see it. He turned his ceiling into a sensor. That's not decorating, that's threat detection with a paint roller.
Wait. Okay, something physically changed the ceiling. The paint was broken. And we know someone wants to hurt him. What if the dot isn't something on the ceiling? What if it's something coming through it?
From the apartment above?
Old building, right? Old plaster ceilings. The black paint is over white plaster. If something punches through the paint layer, you'd see the white underneath.
That's actually solid reasoning. If someone above him is doing something to the ceiling from the other side, the white dot is the breach point.
So something physically changed on the ceiling. The paint was disturbed. But by what? Did it just happen, or did someone make it happen?
If someone's after him and the dot is connected to the danger, it's not an accident.
Don't assume. It could be natural wear that happened to expose something. Let's confirm.
Did someone cause it deliberately? Someone who wanted to hurt the man?
Yeah.
So there's a person, deliberately damaging the ceiling to get to the man below.
Okay, if the dot is a breach point, then someone is physically penetrating the ceiling from above. That's the theory. Should we spend one to confirm?
We have to. If it's from above, that changes everything. It means someone rented the apartment upstairs specifically to get to him.
That's terrifying. But yeah, ask it.
Did something come through the ceiling from the apartment above?
Yeah.
From above! I knew it. Something came through from the apartment upstairs. The dot is where the ceiling was breached.
So we've got someone in the apartment directly above, penetrating the ceiling. In an old building, that's a plaster and lath floor. You could drill through that, slowly, carefully, and the occupant below would never notice. Unless the ceiling was painted to detect exactly that.
Except this man did notice, because of the paint.
But why? Why go through all that trouble? Drilling through a floor to reach someone, that's not a burglary. That's not harassment. That's targeted.
It could be intimidation, a threat, not necessarily lethal.
No, you don't call the police, and it saves your life if it's just intimidation. Whatever's coming through that hole is going to kill him.
Can I ask that directly?
Yeah, we need to know.
Is the person above trying to kill the man?
Yeah.
Kill him through the ceiling while he's lying in bed.
That's okay. What can you actually do to someone through a tiny hole in the ceiling? It's too small for a bullet, too small for a blade. You can't see through it well enough to aim anything.
A hole isn't a weapon. A hole is a delivery channel. The question isn't what you can do through it, it's what you can send through it.
Whatever they're sending through that hole, it has to be something that fills a room. Something you can't see, something you can't fight.
Gas. It's gas. It's the only thing that makes sense. Colorless, fits through a tiny hole, fills a room while someone sleeps.
That's horrifying.
Should I confirm it?
Yeah, let's lock it down.
Is it a gas or chemical attack?
Yeah.
He was lying there in the dark, and he had to pretend he didn't see it. He had to slip out without letting whoever's above him know he'd noticed. That's the worst 30 seconds of someone's life.
And the whole time he knows, if he falls asleep, he doesn't wake up.
It's an efficient method. Old building, plaster floor, tiny hole, colorless gas. No forced entry, no evidence. By morning, it looks like the man died in his sleep. We know the mechanism. Hole through ceiling, gas, lethal. And the man painted his ceiling black to catch exactly this. That's obvious now. But what's not obvious is how a non-criminal knows about a technique like this. You don't just Google how to assassinate someone through a ceiling.
You don't learn that from a book. Someone told him, or he saw it happen, or he was close enough to that world to pick up how the professionals work.
Hold on. The paint. My paint! My matte paint from round 1. I asked, does the type of paint matter? And SABLE said, yeah, actually, in round 1. And none of you cared.
Nobody could have connected it at round 1. You didn't know there was a hole.
I knew the paint was the puzzle. I said, the dot is the symptom, the paint is the disease. Direct quote. Nobody listens to me until 15 questions later.
The real question is the man's connection to this world. Does the man know about this method? Is he connected to that world somehow?
Yeah.
Connected to that world, but not a criminal. He knows how these people operate, the techniques, the methods, without being one of them.
Okay, we know how. The ceiling, the hole, the gas. We know he expected it, but we don't know why. Why is someone going through this much trouble to kill one man?
Motive, that's what we need. Personal grudge, money, power.
We've got 5 questions. We can't afford to chase every motive one by one.
Let's start with the most obvious, personal. If someone goes to this much trouble, it's usually driven by something emotional. Revenge, hatred, something like that.
Or it's business, but yeah, rule out personal first.
Is the motive personal, revenge, or hatred?
No.
Not personal, so it's not someone who hates him. Whoever's doing this has no personal grudge.
Not personal, then it's transactional. If it's not personal, there's money involved somewhere. Should I ask?
Do it.
Is it about money?
Sort of.
Sort of? That's a new one.
Sort of means it's connected to money, but money isn't the primary.
There he goes. Every puzzle. Give CIPHER an opening about money and he'll build you a whole financial model.
I was going to say the money angle might be indirect, but sure, reduce it to a bit.
Think about it though. Not personal, but sort of about money. And this method, drilling through a ceiling, gas, the whole setup, that's a lot of preparation, a lot of equipment, a lot of patience. That's not someone acting on emotion.
That's professional grade operational planning. Nobody does this on emotion. This takes equipment, patience, planning. That's someone who does this for a living.
And the sort of money, it's not the man's money. It's whoever's paying for this to happen.
Is the killer a professional? A hitman?
Yeah.
Professional hitman, hired to kill this man with a method only someone in that world would know about. And the man, who's not a criminal, also knows the method, connected to that world without being part of it.
Wait, okay, hear me out. The man knows the killer's method. He knows enough about how these people operate to build a countermeasure. He got caught up in something dangerous, but he's not a criminal. What if he knows the person who's trying to kill him? Like, what if they ran in the same circles? Does the man know the killer?
No.
They don't even know each other. It's just business.
Someone who's never met this man just spent days drilling through a ceiling to kill him in his sleep. Not because of who he is, because of something he represents.
Hold on, that doesn't track. The man knows the method, he's connected to that world, and the killer's a professional. But they don't know each other personally. They're from the same world, but not the same
Same organization, different sides.
Or the same side, and the man became a liability.
Are the man and the killer from the same organization?
That's 20. Yeah, same organization.
Okay, so the man was part of something, connected to an organization. Something happened and they decided he needed to go. And they sent someone, a professional, someone from the same world, who the man has never even met. And this man knew exactly what they'd try because he'd seen how they operate.
We were right there. Give me 2 more questions and I could have nailed down what he did, what made him a target.
We got the mechanism, we got the defense, we got the hit. We just don't know what this man did that was worth all of this.
Or what he saw.
Let's hear the rest.
Here's where you landed. You found the hole. You found the man above, and you worked out what he was going to do with it. The drill, the gas, the ceiling. You reverse engineered an assassination from a single white dot on a black surface. That takes something. And then you went further. You found the professional. You found the organization. You found that the ceiling wasn't paranoia. It was the only thing keeping this man alive. What you didn't get to, and this is where it would have opened up, is the man himself. Why someone paints a ceiling black and lies awake staring at it every single night? What kind of life puts you in that room? 82%. You found the shape of it. The details will surprise you. The man is a key witness in a major organized crime case. He's been hiding under a false identity in this apartment for months. The syndicate wants him dead before he can testify, and they have the resources to make it happen. And he knows it, because he comes from that world, not as a criminal, but close enough to know how the professionals operate. And one of the methods he knows about goes like this. You rent the apartment directly above your target. Old building, plaster and lath ceiling, not concrete. You wait until they're asleep. Then you drill, slowly, carefully. A hole no wider than a pencil tip. And through that hole, you feed a tube. And through that tube, you pump gas. Colorless, odorless, lethal. By morning, it looks like the man died in his sleep. No forced entry, no weapon, no evidence anyone was ever there. The problem, the one flaw in the method, is that the hole is invisible on a white ceiling. White plaster, white dot. You'd never see it. So the man painted his ceiling black, flat, matte, unreflective, a controlled dark field where anything, any point of light, any chip of exposed plaster would stand out like a star against empty sky. And every night, he turns off the lights and lies there, awake, scanning. It's a security protocol, and it's the loneliest thing I've ever read about a person. That night, the assassin moved in upstairs, rented the apartment under a false name, set up, and started drilling. The moment the drill bit broke through the paint layer, it exposed the white plaster underneath. One tiny dot on a surface designed for exactly this moment. The man saw it. He understood instantly. He didn't sit up, didn't turn on the light, didn't make a sound. He slipped out of bed, left the room, left the apartment, and called the police from the street. Officers arrived and found the assassin still in the unit above. Equipment laid out, gas canister, tubing, ready to go. He was minutes away from starting. The man's precaution, paranoid, ingenious, and exhausting to maintain, saved his life. Okay, that's what actually happened.
Every night, staring at a black ceiling, hoping tonight is another nothing.
You don't paint your ceiling black and lie awake every night unless something already happened to you. The first time someone tried, or someone he knew, that's the story we didn't get to.
We had the mechanism at question 10. The man, we needed the other 10 for the man, and we still ran out.
I'm going home and checking my ceiling.
Your ceiling is white.
Exactly, that's the problem.